Well, hello everybody. We went to a community yard sale today and boy, it was a good one.
All right, this is what a community sale is supposed to be. There are so many houses. This is great.
I've got a load of things to share with you and I only spent $12. If you have never stopped by my channel before, I just want to say welcome and thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Kelly and I like to share about our life of living simply and on purpose. And I also like to share about our life of secondhand shopping. Shopping at thrift stores and yard sales, consignment stores, that's really the main way that we clothe our family, that we decorate our house. So I'm really passionate about it. I think that it can be done really well. I'm also really passionate about being able to kind of get a good bargain. And so that's something that occasionally I touch on, and I just encourage you that it's okay to ask for a lower price and the yard sale operator can always say no. I don't really talk about this a lot anymore because some people have differing opinions and you know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. What I will say is that most of the time, if someone is operating a yard sale, they are usually willing to take a lower price as long as it's within reason, just to get these items out of their home. A lot of times, if people are having a yard sale, if they don't sell these items, those items are going to get donated. So we'll talk about that a little bit later in the video. But before we get started, I'm drinking a latte and I just want to take a second to show you how I've been making it. I've kind of been making some tweaks and this is my current way that I've been making my latte.
So when we first moved into the little house, I found this Keurig at our local thrift store. It features a milk frother and I brought this home and descaled it. I'm sure this is not the highest of qualities of coffee, but this is how we make our coffee on a daily basis. I use a reusable pod so that way we don't have the expense of the individual disposable Keurig pods. And then I have done my froth a lot of different ways. For this particular machine, if you're going to make a cappuccino or a latte, it has you make a really small amount of coffee and then lots of milk. Recently, how I have been doing it, I've been putting 2% milk, a little bit of vanilla, and a splash of real maple syrup. And then I will come back with a little sprinkle of cinnamon. And so all of that gets mixed into the froth. Depending on how sweet I want it, sometimes I have also done like a sweet cream coffee creamer, just a splash of it in with the milk. And then if I want it to be thicker, sometimes I have done a splash of half and half or a splash of heavy cream. But I've really enjoyed playing around with the different combinations in the frother. So if you have a milk frother or if you have a favorite way that you drink your hot beverage, I would love to know that down in the comments. Oftentimes my foam kind of gets stuck down in the bottom of my froth and then I kind of have to spoon it out. But this just makes a really delicious drink.
So if you missed my yard sale list, I will link that down below. I make a list every year just to keep me focused. So if you watch that video and you notice that some of these items were not specifically on that list, it's just because a lot of these are kids items, and with kids items, I have more of a generic view than a specific view. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll go in the order of our stops. I will say across the board today, we really saw pretty reasonable prices. So occasionally I asked for a lower price, but for the most part, prices were pretty reasonable and people were very willing to bargain. They just wanted to get their stuff gone. So the first place had some office supplies. I got a 3-pack of lead pencil refills for $1. And then I also got a pack of index cards for $1. As a homeschool mom, these are things that I just always keep in my collection. So anytime I see something like that at a yard sale, it is a very practical need. I talked about that in our last video, that if it's a practical need, I still put it on the list. I can always find things at yard sales that are very practical. Index cards, of course, can be used for flashcards. They can be used for recipes, but also sometimes I will use them as cards for a birthday gift or a baby shower gift. A lot of times people throw the cards away, and I would rather just write a little sentiment on an index card, maybe use a rubber stamp and add a little pretty image, or maybe draw a little something, do a little script in the corners. And then I know that I spent 25 cents on this entire deck. So if they want to throw away my card, I'm not really out very much. So stop number 1 cost me 50 cents. All right, pretty much all of the rest of these were at the same community sale. That one was a freestanding sale, but all the rest of these were in the same neighborhood. All right, so I was definitely influenced by Hillary from Old World Home. She has talked about the Scribble Scrubbies made by Crayola. They are these little animals that your kids can draw on, and then they are washable. So in this container, I have the Scribble Scrubby markers, quite a few of them. All right, so for $1, I got the markers, I got this little bathtub that comes with them, and then I got 13 of the Scribble Scrubby animals. In addition to that, they had it in this little container, and the family was standing there. It was a mom and dad and a little girl, and they said that this had been a project that she had done and made a little aquarium with all of these little stickers. So I paid $1 for everything inside, and then I gave her a $1 tip for her artistry. Also, with those Scribble Scrubbies, I had picked out this little pair of biker shorts for Andy, and I had picked out this adorable little summer top that is watermelons and popsicles. So I got all the Scribble Scrubbies and all the markers and the little bathtub and these for $1. All right, at the next stop, I found 2 dresses for Andy, and this one here, so pretty. It has buttons down the front. The brand is Between, and she'll have a little while to grow into this one, so I do just have a bin of when I find something really good that'll, you know, be a few sizes down the road, and I'll just tuck that away there. This one also will probably have to be put away until next fall. But this is definitely a fall dress. It is Cynthia Rowley, and it's got a cute little sleeve with a little fold here. And it just has this fall motif, fall colors and flowers, and then some animals and a little bow right here. It's really an excellent shape. Now, I think at this yard sale, dresses were priced at $1 a piece, and I just said, would you take $1 for both? It's very non-threatening, it's very easy, and the seller absolutely has the right to say, no, I'd rather, you know, get $1 each for them. And I've had people say that, and then from there I can choose, do I really want this item or not? But I said, would you take $1 for these together? And they said, sure. So that was 50 cents for each of those dresses, so $1 total. I did find a dress for me at the next stop, and if it works, it will be going in my spring capsule. It is Old Navy, and it is a pink and white stripe. It's got a cinch here, and it looks like it should be about knee length. So that's what it looks like, and this one was $1. These were priced for 2, and Emily found an item at this sale, and she said, would you take $1? And he said yes. So I just followed suit, and I said, would you take $1 for this? And he said yes. My kids' water bottles, where do they go? Where do they go? I don't know. We lose them, we break them, they get dropped, they get cracked, I don't know. I don't know where they go. So I found this one for Abram. It does have just a little bit of, you know, it looks like it's been scraped right here, but otherwise it's in excellent shape. Looks like it's going to be fairly leak proof. It's got a little, you know, spout right here, and the spout's in excellent shape. It is Thermos brand, and it's just this blue camo, and I paid $1 for this. The next one Emily spotted, actually, it is this Minecraft math activity book. It does have a couple of the pages completed, like towards the beginning, but there's still plenty in the book that hasn't been touched yet. When you are a yard sale family and you are a product of a yard sale family, you just get used to the fact that you might have a book that has a couple pages that have been done. And you know what? They're perforated, so I could just tear it out and it's not a big deal. But this is for grades 1 to 2, and this is right in line with some of the things that we've been doing. So I think I will probably save this as like a little summer activity during the times when we're not actually meeting with school, but we still want to kind of keep sharp. This one was actually priced at $3, which I actually felt was pretty steep considering the fact that it has been marked in. Not a lot, but you know, it's probably got, I don't know, 6 or 8 pages here that have already been totally completed. So I offered $1 and they said yes. We have so many pants with holes in the knees. I mean, more pants that do have holes in the knees than do not. So Abram needed some new pants, and I was really excited when I came across this table at a yard sale that had lots of pants in his size. So I paid $1 a piece. The first one is the brand DSG, and these are some green sweatpants. I would honestly wear these if they were my size. I got him a pair of Cat and Jack straight leg jeans and a pair of Children's Place khakis. So I haven't tried them on yet. I am hoping that they will be the right fit and they will be long enough, but those were $1 each. All right, so the next item was my high dollar item of the day. I paid more for this item than anything else. I paid $2. I told you guys in the last video that I'm organizing the shed and I'm trying to move to clear bins. So I found this Sterilite clear bin. It is enormous and I paid $2 for it. And my bargaining technique for that was, what is your best price? Sometimes I will ask, would you take, or how much for this group of things together? Or sometimes I'll say, what's your best price? And so for this, I said, what's your best price? He said $2, sold. A couple more things here. You will notice, if you're not familiar with yard sales, as it gets later in the day, people are more and more willing to bargain. So I've mentioned this before, I've talked about yard sales a lot. Of course, the advantage to going early is that you get prime selection. If you are there at 8 a.m., whenever they open, or 7 a.m., or whenever your yard sale opens, you get first pick. But if you show up at 10 or 10:30, 11 even, people are ready to pack up. In this morning's case, it was cold and windy and they were ready to be done. And so you can, use that to your advantage, because the woman came up to me as I was looking through books and she said, whatever the price says, ignore it. Just make me an offer, because this stuff is not going back into my house. So I say that to just say, don't be afraid to offer a lower price, because a lot of times people are just ready to get their stuff out. Not all the time. Sometimes people really like their things, but oftentimes people are ready to get their things gone. All right, so I got 4 things there, and I paid $1/4 for all of these together. Okay, so we have a pumpkin carving party at my parents' every October, and it's peanuts themed, and it's one of my favorite things about fall. So we all love peanuts, and I found this coloring and activity book. It's priced at $4.74, but again, I paid 25 cents for everything that I'm going to show you from this part. It has over 30 stickers, and it looks like maybe it came with a crayon pack initially, but we have crayons, not a big deal. But it has these precious coloring pages. It also has some other activities like tic-tac-toe and word search. I originally bought this to give my mom, and I probably will still give it to her. But like, I kind of want to do it for myself. It's so cute. All right, so got that. I found this for Andy. This is a princess sticker face book. If you have never seen these before, they are adorable and hilarious. Again, just like with the workbook for Abram, there's only a few pages that have been done. But since they're done, this gives you an idea of what they can look like. But anyway, you have pages that have princesses with no features on their face. And then there are sticker pages with eyes and tiaras and jewelry, and it's just so much fun. The other 2 things I got there were books. I love Arthur. That's just one of my childhood favorites. So we don't have this one. This is Arthur Tricks the Tooth Fairy. I do try to be pretty selective at yard sales. You could get, bukus of books if you wanted to. We do have access to our library, and so I really just try to stick to ones that are really special to me or to our family. And then the kids are very big into Wild Kratts right now, and I was so excited when I found this. So this is a Wild Kratts Wildcats, and this is one that I think Abram can actually read with some help, so that will be really cool. What level is this? Oh yeah, this is preschool to grade 1. It says reading with help. Basic vocabulary, short sentences, simple stories for children who recognize familiar words and sound out new words with help. So I think this will be a fun one for us to read together. And this does also have a shiny sticker page at the back. All right, so all 4 of those things were $1. I bargained and I got 2 shirts for $1. The first one is actually Tommy Bahama and it is new with tags. So this is for Abram. Just a beige long sleeve tee. Again, still has the tag on it. I just think this is such a classic looking shirt. And then the other one Emily spotted and I said, oh my goodness, we have to get that for Thanksgiving this year. So it's just got a turkey on it and it says eat pizza and I think it's adorable. So we'll put that away for the fall. All right, so the very last thing was another one of those. It's the end of the day. People are ready to get their things gone. This was priced at $3. I offered 1 and he excitedly said, yes, take it. So it is this beautiful wicker tray. So, you know, of course you've got this place in the middle. You could do so many things with this. I think that the wicker makes it look very spring and summery. You know, so I could picture this with chips and guacamole. I could picture it by the pool with chips and like a ranch or French onion dip. I could also picture it at a brunch with muffins or bagels or, you know, any type of bread like that, pastries with maybe some jam or some butter in the middle. I do already have a wooden one like this, so I stood there and hesitated whether I wanted it or not, but I really love it. I think that it is so pretty. So I got it. All right, so for $12, I think I did pretty good. You'll have to let me know down in the comments what you thought and if you had a favorite item. Of course, if you'll notice, most of my items were kids items. In neighborhoods, a lot of times it works out that way because you have a lot of young families, you have families with kids and, you know, they're growing out of their things. So I would definitely say with your community and neighborhood sales, you're more likely to find clothes, shoes, and maybe some home decor items, but you're not as likely to find you know, antiques or some of the home decor things that I'm kind of interested in. You're not as likely to find those there. But I'm still very happy with the haul. The kids were very happy with the things that I brought home for them today. And I did get a couple of things for myself, so I really can't complain. All right, you guys, thank you so much for coming along. I'm so excited to get to share some yard sale content with you. So now I'm off to wash these things, to put them away, and then to take a whole load of stuff to the thrift store. Thank you guys, as always, so much for watching and taking time out of your day to spend it with me. And I'll be talking to you soon.